I'm just going to read from an excerpt from a short story. I never jerked off thinking about him. I never went into his room and flopped on his bed and pressed my face into his pillow to get high off his scent when he wasn't home. I never waited up like a worried parent till he got in. None of this happened our first year at the state campus when we roomed together in that shambles of an apartment, the kind with plaster walls that turned to black mush after soaking up floodwaters and ceilings that pancake. Our place escaped such biblical calamities, though I was not so fortunate. When he went out with that blonde girl from poetry, I forget her name, Heather, Hyacinth, some such flowery nonsense, I stayed up to listen for his footsteps. Once, twice, thrice, jerk off, shoot blanks, chafe the glands raw, keep going till the front door creaks open, followed by the signature shuffle of his feet. I never pressed my ear against his door. We first met at the local commuter campus, close to where we lived with our families, before moving up to the main campus. The classrooms were housed in the remnants of an old Coast Guard station, a jumble of renovated barracks on a salty, windswept headland jutting into the Atlantic where the nuclear subs came in. Just the spot for crushing hormones and swelling loins. He was in my American Lit class. He got up to make an announcement about a poetry magazine he was starting. After class, I worked up the courage to introduce myself, shook his hand, and popped a boner. We never worked on the Lit Mag, though I'm sure we must have at some point. I just remember none of it. What I do remember is driving to his place after class, past the snaking pipes and bloated tick tanks of the pharmaceutical plant where his father worked. Paul lived in one of those toy houses built armpit to armpit in the gunmetal glow of the plant. The houses were packed so tight I could stretch my arms and just about touch one to another. I'd haul my guitar out of my trunk and we'd sit on his screened-in porch and sing Beatles songs. Hey Jude, Let It Be, Girl. His mother was meek and mousy, and I want to say wore an apron a lot. She cooked us dinners of mushy vegetables and soggy mac and cheese. He had football pennants pinned up in his room. He slept in a single bed with a race car pattern comforter. He wore Patriot sweatshirts. We'd take walks around campus and find lazy trees to lie under between classes and talk about poetry. Sea spray crackled up barnacle-encrusted walls and dampened my face walking to class. Scratching number 2 ovals on exam sheets, I tasted the ocean on my lips and thought of him. I still remember the clammy feel of those cool, wet spots on the fly of my boxers. He liked girls, or dated them. Heather, of course. There was probably a rose or a violet too, for all I knew. He shaved his head and grew a goatee, and it actually looked good. That's how I remember him. Fuzzy, soft-spoken, and bald. When we matriculated to the main campus, it was only natural we'd get a room together. I ended up taking care of my brother's cat for a semester while he traveled. Green-eyed and black, she'd slink about the place, stop short at the slightest sound, perk her ears up. Is Paul home? Is that him? Has he returned from his date with Apple Blossom or Lily? Sniff his jaw. No, no scent here. Time to curl up in the corner and root my genitals.